State Senator Greg Tarver is here. Hey, Mr. Greg, welcome back to KEEL. How are you today?
Doing wonderful. How you all doing?
Let's be blunt. That stuff that you put in the Times about mayoral candidate Adrian Perkins, you are a political vet. Would you call this rough stuff, tough stuff?
No, it just people kept asking me who I'm going to support. They stopped by my office. They called me on my phone. And I hear he was saying behind the scenes that I was supporting him, but I'm not coming out. So I had to make it clear to my constituents that, and people who I know, people who have asked me, that I'm not supporting him at all.
Your biggest problem with Mr. Perkins?
My biggest problem?
Yes.
Well, number one, he have not voted. He have not participated in the political process. If he is really concerned about the city of Shreveport, I wouldn't own a home in Savannah, Georgia, and pay taxes in Savannah, Georgia. He's not a property taxpayer here in Shreveport. You got to be concerned about this community. You got to participate, and he has not participated. You can play this game all you want to. I was in the military. I was in Vietnam, and I came back home and participated. Everybody is military. You can vote today anywhere in America, anywhere out of America today. In my discussion with the cattle register, he have not voted in 11 years. And what really bothered me is when he announced on the 26th, and that was a property tax election for the city of Shreveport on the 28th. He did not vote in that.
You were in his corner then, though. You were supporting him then.
Well, yes, but let me say this to you. I can't follow a person and make him do his civic duty. I assume that this man, he was telling me that he was mailing in his ballot trying to participate.
Mr. Greg, pardon me.
That's not factual.
Pardon me just a second. If you were an original, I think it's accurate to say, an original supporter of Adrian Perkins for mayor going back a few months, maybe longer, did you fail to properly vet the candidate that you once supported?
Well, let me say this to you. You usually take people at their word, okay? You don't go check the ballots all the time when you say you don't support a candidate. You say, hold up, let me call the cattle register, well, let me check your ballot. You don't do things like that, okay? You assume take a man at his word. And that's the mistake I made. I did. Yes, I made a mistake. I thought he was capable of being the mayor of the city of Shreveport. Now I see that he really don't care about the city of Shreveport, and he just come from leaving college, coming here, running for mayor, and have not even voted in the city in 11 years. Don't own a home. Yeah, if he wanted to buy a home, why didn't he buy a home in the city of Shreveport? If you love Shreveport as much as you say you do.
The elephant in the room is that he and your daughter were in a relationship, and when that ended, your support for him ended. Can you explain that? Is there any truth to that at all?
None whatsoever.
He never dated your daughter.
Yes, he did. But let me say this to you. My daughter in high school and in college dated many people. You know, that's our prerogative. That has nothing to do, have you voted or have not voted. That has nothing to do with like your responsibility. You know, what that's got to do with how many cows in Texas? It doesn't matter how many cows in Texas.
Would you have taken this ad out if he was still dating your daughter?
Let me say this to you. Yes, I would, because he lied to me. And if he lied about one thing, what else he have not lied? What else he lied about? Let me tell you how I look at voting, and let me tell you how I look at this thing. I would not let a man that I did not know in my house. This man been away from us 15 or 16 years. We don't know anything about this guy. We really don't know anything about this guy. We only know what have been told to us by him.
Mr. Greg, this is not your first political rodeo, to say the least. It's hard to pull the wool over Greg Tarver's eyes. Is that what happened?
Let me say this to you. It happens to all of us. It's happened to you many times. It's going to happen to me probably again, because sometimes you take people at their word and you find out later that was not true. And once I find out it's not true, I go back to that individual and I tell them that.
I don't want to make this overly. Did he hurt your feelings in all of this? Do you feel disappointed by him?
Yes, I feel disappointed that I was supporting a candidate that I thought that he really cared about the city of Shreveport, that a candidate that have participated in voting, yes, I feel let down. And let me say this to you. He ought to feel let down himself. And the people of Shreveport ought to feel let down. A man who's been overseas, that came from Harvard, went to school, got a degree, and have not voted. What is that saying to our young people today?
Basically,
that you can run for mayor and not vote?
This, like I said at the beginning of our conversation, this is some rough stuff. You're basically calling Adrian Perkins a political carpetbagger, right?
Well, no, I'm calling him a lie.
That's even stronger.
He lied to me. He lied to different other people in this city. And he's still lying about different things. And he's hiding something, and I don't know what it is.
Let me ask you about that, because a lot of people are talking about him and his disability, and he's not talking about that. Can you shed any light on that? Because I'm hearing the rumors. I know you've heard it. Do you know what his disability is from the military?
No, I do not know his disability, but I'm saying to you that he ought to tell people his disability. He don't look like he's physically anything wrong with him physically. To me, he don't seem like that. I want to know what's wrong also.
PTSD? Have you heard PTSD or anything?
You don't have any secrets in this political game. I don't have any secrets in this political game. I don't have a closet with skeletons. My closet been on the front page of the paper. You don't have any secrets in this game. The people need to know everything about you if you're going to represent the city of Shreveport.
Mr. Gregg, let's get off of Mr. Perkins for a second or two. As far as the other candidates are concerned, you've been you've laid low so far. We know who you're not going to support. Who are you going to get behind?
Let me say this to you. Right now, I have not made up my mind. I have been silent because I'm not supporting anyone right now.
You're going to vote, right?
Oh, yes. I don't miss too many votes. I just have not made up my mind.
What is going to be the deciding factor for Greg Tarver when you go to the polls November 6th?
Barely a week out.
Are you going to vote early?
I might vote early, but I doubt it very seriously. After the 6th, I'm getting ready to go to Africa, my wife and I, because we do work over in Africa. On the 8th, we're leaving on the 8th, so I'm going to make up my mind between 9 and 6, but I have not made up my mind yet, and I'm still looking at the candidates and what they can do for the city of Shreveport. Let me say this to you. We need someone in this race. Shreveport seems like if it continues this way where it's going to be a Detroit 5 or 7 years from now. We got to do something about bringing industry in here. We got to do something about the infrastructure.
So it sounds like you're not voting for Ollie Tyler.
So now we've eliminated two. There's 3 to go.
I think Mrs. Tyler is one of the finest leaders I've ever met. I've been knowing her a long time, a very long time. She's a very fine lady.
But did we lose him?
No, I don't.
No,
think
I'm
so.
here.
Okay,
I'm right here.
I'm waiting for your butt. She's a fine leader, but
yeah, no, ain't no but. She's just a fine lady. I just have not made up my mind who I'm going to support and who I'm going to vote for.
Could Greg Tarver vote for a Republican?
Let me tell you, I'm going to vote for the best person that I think that can do the job in the city of Shreveport.
Any chance that is there any chance you'll be endorsing a candidate post-election, between the election and the runoff?
Maybe.
Have you met with them all? Have you met with them all? Sat down? Have you sat down and talked to them?
Well, I've talked to all of them. No, not all of them. I've talked to about so many of them, about 60% of them or 70% of them.
So,
and they sound like good people. They are good people.
So I don't think I've ever heard you tell me you were undecided this late in a campaign. Is this an oddity for Greg Tarver?
Well, let me say this to you. You've never heard me. You're hearing it this time. Let me tell you something. This race is very, very difficult to decide which one is going to lead the city, because let me say it and make it very clear to you so you won't have no doubt in your mind. This city's in trouble. But we need someone who loves the city of Shreveport, who will be here in the city of Shreveport, who's willing to work and devote their life.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
Very tough. One of the most tough decisions I've ever made in my life.
Senator Greg Tarver, thanks for your time this morning.
Thank you for calling.